Here's my top accessories for the Asus ROG Ally X. That's right, I've tested a lot of accessories for the Ally X. I love the Ally X, and I'm gonna be showing you what I've been using and loving the most, and what I recommend that you should probably check out if you're in the market for some accessories. And I do want to preface all of these products I've got dedicated videos on, so if you want to see really in-depth videos on each one, pros and cons and all that good stuff, go and check those out. Kicking it up straight away, these are in no particular order, is a JSAUX dock. Now this is actually the HB1201S. You know, everyone loves a catchy name. Everyone loves the HB1201S, don't they? Nice one, JSAUX. But whatever, this is a 12-in-1 dock with a little push and slide bit there so you can sit your Ally in there without a case. I mean, you can jam it in if you've got a grip case like I've got on mine, but you know, I've not been doing that. I've just been standing this up in front and then connecting it, right? But if you don't use a case, then you can absolutely, you know, stick this on here. But yes, this is the dock that I use when I'm not using my eGPU. And that is because this is just freaking loaded with IO. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Let's get this off. It does have RGB galore. You don't have to get it in purple, but I've got the purple one. That's the one they sent to me. We've got a USB 2.0 on the side with a combo jack on there. On the back, we've got the host port just there. We've got a 10 gigabits USB-C port. We've got a HDMI 2.1 and a DisplayPort 1.4 just there. Then we've got two USB-A 3.2s and a 100-watt power delivery port there, and a gigabit Ethernet, you know, RJ45, whatever. Then on the top, we've got a micro SD card reader and an SD card reader as well. And this has a capacitive button to turn on and off the RGB LEDs. And there's even software that you can control the RGB LEDs if you want to as well. Now on the bottom, you've got a massive rubber strip just there, which is really cool. But my favorite thing about this is it supports VRR. That's right, if you're using a VRR screen plugged into either that DisplayPort 1.4 port or the HDMI 2.1 with the right cables, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, this actually supports VRR, which is epic. Next up is like a collection of products by one brand that I'm just like stuffing all together because they're all the same brand, but I use all of these exclusively because I love them, and that is Skull & Co. I freaking love Skull & Co. I love this low profile grip. So this is the GripCase. It fits perfectly. One of my favorite things about this is that the cutout ports for the USB ports and the power button and the vents and everything are so like deeply etched in that when you plug stuff into these ports, they actually click in properly. I've used other cases and grip cases where it's too deep. So when you try and plug in a certain USB-C drive or cable, it doesn't actually quite go in properly. And that really bugs me. I want to feel that it's fully inserted to make sure that it's working right? And don't we all? So yeah, this absolutely lets you fully insert. It's got, you know, added, I can't take myself seriously now. We've got added, you know, volume buttons there, cutouts for absolutely everything. Even the, you know, the on and off for the fingerprint reader works perfectly. I love that. We've got exposed triggers and bumpers. I hate cases that cover them. Like, it really bugs me. So it's completely open just here, right? So yeah, you can like pry it out if you want. Some people call this a little bit flimsy, but I mean, when are you going like this? Like when you're trying to hold the thing, right? And even then, it moves a little bit, but for me personally, I want it as low profile as possible. We've got ergonomics that come around and then glide into the actual like shell, so it fits really nice into the palm of your hands. Massive open cutouts here, none of this like vented rubbish. That is my Ally X under there. Ignore this. This is for a product that we're going to be talking about later on. That doesn't come with this. This is a MagSafe sticker that I've just stuck to it. But yeah, massive vent holes. Love this. Textured grips. And one thing I love about this case, because I hate flippity-doo-dad stands where you've got a silly little stand that's loose or whatever. I just hate that. Aesthetically, this is clean and perfect, but it's got a built-in stand on the bottom. So you literally just sit it down and you are done. Obviously, it's a little bit flimsy. Like if you punched it, it's going to fall over. Or if you really slam the table, it'll probably fall over unless you're on like a solid worktop, right? But I've never had a problem. This is how I use my Ally, even docked into that dock we looked at a minute ago. I literally just put this here. Same with when I'm using my eGPU. I just go like that, connect my cables, I'm done. I love this grip case. Now, same company, but the next product, I'll list these together, is the back paddle extensions. Now, they actually give you two different types for whether you're like a pusher inner or if you're a puller inner, right? So some people kind of like tug in the buttons, whereas other people like push them. I kind of like, yeah, I suppose I push them rather than pull them, right? And these are great, but they just stick on with 3M tape. So you literally just get a bit of 3M tape, stick it on. But I advise you do that after you've installed your grip case, because obviously they kind of sit over it a little bit. They've designed it to work with it, but obviously if I pull the grip case off now, it will probably just ping these off unless I'm really careful with it. But I have no need to take my case off whatsoever. So these have been brilliant. They just add extra sort of, you know, reach to them, and they don't feel any different than stock, but it just means that I can get to them better. I really like that. And then the next thing are these caps. Now these are the convex ones. They do a range of different caps, but these are my favorite because they're like convex, super grippy, and they give you so much accuracy when playing FPS games or anything else. I absolutely love these. And then finally, this is a brand new product that we only got like a week ago or so. I think the video went out then, a dedicated video about this, but they finally released hard shell cases. Oh, and I also want to say they do an actual case as well, which I just happen to have with me. I wasn't even planning on putting this in, but I might as well since it's all here. Looking at the case first, right? We've got a really plush velvet case. This sits in there. Sit that down, pop that on, boom. Fully, you know, accounted for with all those extensions, despite the fact that I've got added things on, I've got the grip and everything. This is the all-in-one like kit that they sell, which I bought personally for myself because I really enjoy Skull & Co. What I love is that this, you know, sits like that. So if you open the case, it's not gonna fall out because I've done that before in the past with other cases, and you don't need to pull up with the sticks. You just lift this and pull it out. It is a winning move, even accounts for those back paddle extensions. Really well done, Skull & Co. Love this, perfect. But of course, if you don't want a case, or maybe you want an additional, right? You can now get these, and they sell them in different colors. You've got orange, which is this one, not this one. This one's clearly green. Orange, green, and then black as well, like a frosted black. And I think they're really cool. They just sit over the top there. You kind of like line it up a bit, push down, and you're done. They are frosted. You can see behind there, solid just there. So you can just now throw it straight into your bag if you want to. You've got trigger and bumper protection. You can still charge your device. You've got vent cutouts and vent openings here so that it doesn't choke itself out if you are charging it whilst it's on. It's a winning move, really easy to use, and it even fits in here, which they don't even tell you that it can. It, like on their website, they just go, you know, they don't say anything about it, but I tested it in the review video. You can absolutely get this on there and shut it without any additional pressure. That is a win. So if you want to like really protect your Ally, well then you can do so. I love these products. Skull & Co, you just keep doing what you're doing, winning. And finally, for the Skull & Co section, we've got their screen protectors. So they do a completely transparent, like crystal clear one just here, which is like anti-fingerprint and all that good stuff. Or they do the anti-glare one just here as well. So it's the anti-glare matte edition, which I'm really tempted to put on because I always film these videos and then end up seeing my light like this and it's really annoying, right? I know anti-glare protection does make the screen a bit more like fuzzy. It's not as crisp because there's that anti-glare, but it really helps when like filming videos and stuff, so I'll probably end up putting that on soon. But yeah, these are really good screen protectors. Next up is the Arzopa Monitor. Now this is actually a portable monitor. I've even added like a tablet clamp so that I've got a thread just there. That's the only negative about this. It doesn't have a thread, but so I can sit this on a tripod. But anyway, this is 144 Hertz, 1080p, and it's powered by USB-C, which is awesome. It's got HDR and everything you'd want. I'd highly recommend that you go and check out the dedicated video of this, but this is super cheap. It's not the best monitor ever, ever. It doesn't have FreeSync or VRR, it doesn't, but 144 Hertz is really good. And for the price This thing is just a really good monitor to have. It even comes with a stand so you can rest it on a table or anything. If you want to turn your Ally into like a little portable PC with like a wireless keyboard and mouse or something and do some work on it or whatever, this is a really cool move. You can even plug in 100-watt power, you know, in here, and then it will give power to the Ally as well. Go and check the dedicated video out on the Arzopa monitor. Wicked monitor. I really like this for the price point. Now we've talked about docks and we've talked about external monitors. What about controllers? Now this is the controller of choice for me. This is a multi-platform controller, the GameSir Cyclone 2, and it comes with a metal stand, so it gives it like little shoes when you like sit it on it, right? But not only does this charge it, but it also automatically wakes from sleep, the controller, as soon as you lift it off. So what I actually do is I have this plugged into my eGPU, so this is just sat by the side of it and plugged into my eGPU, which is then like plugged into my Ally X, so that when I'm using the eGPU, I can literally lift this up. It automatically turns on the controller and it's connected. I don't even have to press anything. I'm just done and I'm ready to go, and it's always charged because of this charging dock. You can buy it without the dock, but you've got a 2.4 gigahertz dongle there, 1000 hertz polling rate, which I really love. And obviously you've got this, which is actually an extension of the dongle. So I route this around the back of my eGPU, so I don't have to be fiddling with dongles. And if I ever wanted to go away, I can just pull this out the front and I'm good to go. I love that. But the controller itself is amazing. This has TMR joysticks, anti-friction rings, anti-friction metal rings around there. We've got crazy good mechanical switches on the front and on the top. We've got hair trigger mode mechanical switch, or you can go ka-ching like that, and then it's an analog, you know, Hall effect analog trigger. There's also a soft mod, so software modification that makes that a hair trigger as well if you want. But again, just to show you these like crystal clear triggers, which are cool. Get your nail on that, switch it over. It's now an instant hair trigger with a mechanical switch, which is freaking amazing. RGB LEDs on it if you want, or you can turn them off. 2 back paddles. That's the only con here. Is a lot of people like 4, but personally, I just mainly use 2 myself, so that's fine by me. I really like this controller. There's so much more to this. Honestly, I could be here for ages blabbing about this controller. This controller won our top controller of the year award when me and AJ did our like top controller roundup of the year of everything we've tested. I really enjoyed this controller, so check out the top controller video as well as the dedicated review of the GameSir Cyclone 2. Now next up, this is something I've not even done a video on. This is a UGreen Powerbank. Now this is what I bought personally for my own use, right? And I just thought I'd like show you, because loads of people say, oh, what power bank do you use, Andy? This is what I use. So this, when I got this, it just come out, right? And this is their UGreen, whatever they call it. I've no idea. I'll link it down in the description. But this is a 20,000 milliamp hour battery with 130 watt output. Right, so 130 watt out. You've got USBs on the front just there. So you've got a USB-A just there. You've got a USB-C and a USB-C with 100 watt output, or 130 watt or whatever. But you know, this thing is an absolute tank. It even has a little face on it. Look at that, that was cute, isn't it? Like, that's cool. So what I love about this is exactly this, right? So it's got an actual screen on it, and it tells you precisely how much power is being sent to the device and how much power you've got left, as well as a time on the top just there of hours, right? So that's freaking awesome. I really like that. So 99 hours and 99 minutes so far, because it's not draining anything. It's just sat there. So 100 hours just to be sat on, or you can press and hold it and it will turn off. Obviously this has got power delivery and everything like that. So you can just use this with absolutely everything that you want. I charge everything off this. My freaking tablet and whatever, like anything that requires a slow charge, because it just goes, oh, I've got power delivery. I know that needs like less power, so I'm just going to give it less power. Whereas with the Ally, if you plug it into that USB 4 port, which supplies or supports 100 watt charging, well then this is going to almost get to that. And this is considerably cheaper than like the Anker ones and stuff like that. I know I'm using an Anker cable here. These cables are freaking lovely. So smooth. I don't even know what's going on with this, but that's a 100 watt cable. Does come with one, but this is just a separate one that I had. Next up is this, and this is the Genki Save Point. So Genki make really high-end products for handheld devices. This can be used on the Steam Deck or anything like that. This is an external SSD enclosure for a 2230 drive, and you can buy it just like as the thing itself, but it's got MagSafe magnets on the back, which is why I've stuck that to the back of my Skull & Co case, right? So that I can stick this on here. But that's not all. This actually has 100 watt pass through. So whilst this has like a 10 gigabit like connection just there, and it also has 100 watt pass through. So you can stick 100 watts in there. So if you were using, let's say, a Steam Deck that only has one USB port, you can actually still charge a device whilst using this. But obviously with the Ally X, this just adds even more flexibility if you want to charge via this going through here. It also has a capacitor inside to stop it from accidental discharge. So if you basically turned off your device or just ripped it out, it's still got enough power in there to stop writing the data so that it won't corrupt. It is really cool. The other thing is if you manage to get one where they've got a drive installed, they have Windows installed, but what I use this for is Bazzite. So I actually installed Bazzite onto this drive just here so that I can plug this into my Ally via this just there, and then boot up straight into Bazzite from this. So I've got a 2 terabyte drive in there. I've got a 2 terabyte drive in there. So I've got a 4 terabyte system. And then obviously when SteamOS officially launches, I'll just flash SteamOS onto this instead of Bazzite and use that. This is a wicked SSD enclosure, and it's relatively affordable despite the specs if you exclude the drives, right? I really like this product. It's really cool. And following on for more Genki is the Sire carry case. This is a wicked case. They're really expensive though, but if you've got the money, these are very, very well made cases. I highly recommend you go and watch the dedicated Genki video where I show all their products off that they sent us at least. And there's 2 versions of this case. One's fully waterproof. This one's water resistant and slightly cheaper. They come with a global tracker, but only used with iPhone, sadly, but whatever. But yeah, it comes with a global tracker inside the bag as well, which is awesome. Comes with a screen cleaner, like a liquid cleaner, and a leather like thing to clean it with. It's got like waterproof zips around it. You've got this quick release like little clip on the side just here so that you can open it up and get to the dedicated pouch, you know, where you stick your Ally into, which is in here. Then on the front, you've got all these other like pockets and stuff. There's your tracker and stuff, which is rechargeable. There's all these little cubby holes and little hidden bits and extra zips and stuff. Like, it's so cool. There's extra ones on the back as well. Really, really like these. And finally, my favorite accessory has been super niche, is my eGPU setup. So I bought an ADT Link UT3G, which is the best basically eGPU controller that you can get for USB 4 input. So it works perfectly with the Ally X. I've then put an RTX 4070 graphics card in there. I've got so many videos all about that, but basically I've got an RTX 4070 eGPU, which is a 2 cable setup straight in, and then you can play on your TV. So we've got a 77-inch OLED screen. It is ridiculous with G-Sync and all this crazy stuff. Plugging the Ally X into that and then playing games at like 4K on it. So good. I'm loving that whole setup right now. And obviously as things improve, like maybe we'll see Thunderbolt 5 and stuff in future iterations, eGPUs are just going to get even better again, because right now and probably in the future, there's still a small drop in performance versus if you had it in a PC, because obviously you're connecting it over a USB. But again, for right now, my whole gaming setup is the Ally X with an eGPU. I sold my gaming PC, I sold my gaming laptop, I literally game on this, and then when I'm done and I want to play on my TV, I sit it down, 2 cables in, boom, I'm onto the TV with an RTX 4070. It's freaking wicked. And there we have it. That is my top accessories for the Asus ROG Ally X right now. There might be new stuff coming in 2025, which of course I'll cover, but right now these are the best things, in my opinion, that I've seen and tested this year, essentially. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you've got. Have I missed something off that's amazing? Or have you not seen any of these products before? I'd love to know all your thoughts down in the comments. Whilst you're down there, like this video, subscribe, become a member, and you can see these videos early and talk to me and AJ over on our private Discord. And talking of AJ, check out the podcast up here where we talk about all things gaming, and check out another video from me down here. Bye.